Prior to moving to Austin, Texas, I lived in St. Petersburg, Florida, and ranking a little higher and higher when I there for a lot of things such as St. Pete, SEO, WordPress, all sorts of different keywords. Now that I've started this series, I wanted to go back to something I found a long time ago, and it's actually ranking a little higher back then. I'm no longer able to be found for that, and that's just fine. And the reason why is I changed my address to Texas. But one of the things I had found was this listing, which is still here, although what's interesting is this used to be on the page one. I think it was like in the top 5 or something like that. Well, anyway, found it again in order to, what's going on. So you might be familiar with Google's rich snippets such as this, where you see ratings. You can see one for Yelp, and this makes sense for Yelp because Yelp is actually a site for reviewing and rating things. But I found this one for an actual website in local marketing. And so I'm like, okay, let me see what they got going on. Click on their website, which I had already done, and you can start to see, okay, they're, like I said, like I've done with some of the other videos, it's the same generic stock photography. It's very kitschy. And look at all the, no, we're here to destroy you. Look at all this abuse of the keywords. So that's why they've gone down. Like their map is just a map. There's nothing here. This is the exact type of things that I'm here to sort of point out to people about crappy SEO marketing. But what I really want to talk about here, I mean, I'll be looking at this page, but it's this right here, this rich snippet. First, nowhere on this page, at least, are there any testimonials? You got videos, no testimonials, and it's just junk. It's just a whole lot of junk, just junk. Oh, here we go. Here's a couple of reviews. So these might be what I'm looking at. Well, let's find out how many there are here. Oh, look at all this. This is awful. Look at all this spam. Now, I'm not going to report this because they're on the 3rd page, but we're going to go into the source code. And there's 2 ways to get there if you're not familiar. You can right-click on your browser, and usually it'll say View Page Source or something along the lines. Or if you click on a Windows keyboard, Control-U, that brings up the source code. This is the HTML of the page. You can see very quickly they're using WordPress. You'll start to recognize that pretty commonly on throughout the web. And so we're going to be looking for those rich snippets. So we're going to type in review. Let me see if they're using any. They're not using any JSON, which stands for a JavaScript object notation. That's a way you can have rich snippets added to a website. Here we go. This is what we're looking for. These testimonials. This is the rotator. Let me see if there's any use of item prop. Oh, so they're actually not. But there's no telling how accurate these reviews are. Oh, here we go. This is the JavaScript object notation I was talking about. So this is what's grabbing the information. And then there's offer ID. So there is clearly something interesting going on. The ID, local. So this is spammy. So it is related to these. So to say that this is related to these Wikipedia pages is very not true. And what we're going to do is we're going to look into what the specifications are for rich snippets or schema as it is. So let's take a look. We're going to go to schema.org. And this is schema.org they're the ones that sort of help. They've worked with a lot of some of the biggest search engines and providers to create what we usually called semantic search, and allows you to mark up content so it's a bit more easily understood of what it is. But what we're going to do is we're going to look for so this is also schema too. Let's go back down here. So we're going to look at what they have here is related to. We're just going to type that into the custom search. Is related to a pointer to another somehow related product or multiple products. So it's for a product or service. So this is not a product or service. In local marketing's SEO is in no way a product or service of Wikipedia. There's no relation there. It's saying there's an offer. There's no offer here, at least on this page. Well, I guess there are offers, but proud member of Greater Vancouver Chamber of Commerce. So then why are they in St. Pete? Okay. So what else can we find here? These are all offers, web page. Oh, this is service. Operating hours. Vancouver. So they're in Vancouver, Washington. And stock. You can't have a service in stock. It's a service. Offer catalog. So I would say I have questions too. How does SEO work? Let's take a look. So they are really abusing, because how does SEO work is nowhere on the rendered page, the page that has been rendered from all the, so they're abusing the question, the FAQ page too. Actually, before we go with that, let's see if they actually have an FAQ page. Marketing cities. Yeah, they don't have anything like that. We'll go through that in just a second. Hasn't been updated in a while. Sitemap. Well, the sitemap will help me find, ideally, if there was an FAQ page, there would be a sitemap, but I don't think so. Royalty affiliate program. They have an affiliate program. And if you're not familiar, these are XML sitemaps that help you point the search engines or other products to the sitemaps, and it helps them find out where these pages or other types of media content are. So there is no FAQ page here. So that's ripping it off. That's a rip off right there. Glenn Earls, that's his name. Again, I'm not here to personally contact people. So they're using a Fusion theme from, that's a WordPress theme. Okay. Using fastest cache, all right. So what we've got here is predominantly outside of the blatant keyword abuse. It's predominantly the the featured snippets that I'm going to be reporting. So before I start reporting, there needs to be a precedent. So one of the things was I wanted to go back to, I always like to go back to the webmaster guidelines and look for where is it that what they're doing is wrong. And so ideally, what we're going to be looking for is probably cloaking, getting text or links. It could be Abusing structured data markup. Let's take a look at that. Using structured data enables the feature to be present and does not guarantee that it'll be present. The algorithm tailors search results to create what it thinks is the best search experience for users depending on many variables, including search history. Not percent of the main content is misleading. Structured data is hidden from the user, and so we have clear indication that it can't be used. So you have to be logged into a Google account. I'm going to use my own Google account for my own website. Go back to report spam. Let's copy that and change my one. And it is report web spam. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to provide the page. And then we are going to give them the search result. Now it's on the third page, but hey, the goal of this is to show what people are doing wrong, and fight the man or woman or person. We'll fight anybody who's doing something wrong. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to explain this page abuses structured data. Testimonial. You know what? I don't know if those testimonials are false, but what I can say is that it abuses, what was it called? The relation. It abuses the related to. Oops. It abuses the related to. And, it's a property with links to Wikipedia pages in the industry. There are also FAQ. So FAQ. It's a type page. So that's a type though. Let's go back here. There are questions and answers being structured. Come on in. Structured using JSON, but not rendered on the page. And that's really it. That's all I have to do. Before I submit this, I want to see if I can find out a little bit more about this page. So I'm going to be doing a domain reverse domain lookup. And one of my favorites is you get signal. And we're going to grab their site, or just their domain. And while we're at it, let's take a look at their security certificate. DigiCert. Okay, not bad. DigiCert's good. Yeah, they used to be better. We had an issue a while back. So we're going to check. So service is unavailable. In my situation, as I've seen in previous, as you've seen in previous videos, is that if the service is unavailable, most likely it's because their DNS server is Cloudflare, which obfuscates that. And one way to double check that is who is hosting this will show the DNS servers as being Cloudflare somewhere. Yeah, oh no, they're using, so hosting providers. So they're They don't know. Interesting. So they might be their own host. Very interesting. Okay. Actually, well, anyway, let's go there. Who is? Ah, can't find it. I'm not too worried. So, you know, I feel like that's enough. But as you can see here, this is all just junk. It's really terrible, crappy. You know, uh, it's just another bad. And look at this massive map here. It's no wonder they're on the third page, but they're also higher above other sites that are probably working a little harder. But again, no one's really going to go to this far down. But I wanted to report them anyway, just so they know that they can't get away with this junk. Normally, like I've done in the other ones, I'd go through all their social media, but I'm just not. It's not worth it to me. So let's go ahead and, oops, wrong one. Let's go ahead somewhere. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead. I am going to say that I'm not a robot, and we're going to hit report spam. Must be at most 300 carries. So I have too much. I have too much. Let me make sure that I've got 258. You know what? I need to remove from Chrome for the time being. All right. I had the Google report flag thing, but this is just, here we go. All right, it's been submitted, and that's all. That's that. We'll take a look and see how it goes later on, and we'll see what happens. And if you have any questions, if you have something you want me to take a look at, let me know. I'm interested in doing more of these.